stay in the same room where you're posing as Roman already?
I'm familiar with the neighborhood, so should help us save some time.
Everyone knows me here.
Well, that's good. I mean, you know, if we're careful, we talk to the right people, then maybe they can help us find your sister.
Your good friend Jason doesn't even believe I have a sister.
Well, it's irrelevant. We just need to find Megan and get the hell back to Port Charles.
Well, it's all good and well, Lucky. Somewhere in that heart, you're probably wondering if you can believe a word I say.
Doctor, qualified now.
Oh, looks like your boys have been busy.
We made Valentine's cards this morning. The boys put that together while I was making breakfast.
It's so sweet.
Out of all the Valentines floating around today, that one is straight from the heart.
And that is hard to come by these days.
Hi.
Hey.
I left you a message last night. I didn't hear back from you.
I know, I am so sorry. I ended up having dinner with Terrell.
So, I delivered ramen to your room last night, literally. So, did you seal the deal? Sleep there?
Look, I don't know. Maybe you should get somebody else to help you.
It's so easy. All you have to do is watch basketball or a, action movie or something. You just don't let him leave.
Yeah, but after Dante's done at work, he likes to go to the gym and stuff.
Well, don't let him leave. If he's not here at 6, then this whole thing's not going to work.
What? What exactly are you planning?
Oh, this looks like a suspicious meeting. What's going on?
I'm here because it's Valentine's Day, and I need Michael's help.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever you need, I got it.
Help with what? If you don't mind my...
Spinelli.
Spinelli.
Well, that's what I was going to tell you, that Spinelli is upset because of the holiday, and he has feelings for Maxie still, but she's kind of moving on to Matt Hunter.
Oh, that sounds really awful.
Right, and so, but I was thinking that it would be nice for him to have a guy friend who could listen to him and give him advice about meeting new people.
Yeah, Dante would be great.
Well, hold on.
Just send Spinelli over. Me and Dante would be glad to talk to him.
Look, I'm not really the guy who should be giving anyone advice these days, so I think you do a great job. You can take care of Spinelli.
You would be great, Michael. You would. You would both be good. But this is so important. So thank you very much. I'm depending on you.
What do you mean that I'll be great? You know you gotta stay here and help me.
Well, obviously you know more about romance than I do, because when I walked in here and saw Lulu, I actually thought she was here to see me.
So you had dinner with Terrell last night. How did that happen?
In the interest of full disclosure, I went to his room at the Metro Court, but it's actually all your fault.
How was that?
Well, because you wanted to have a consult about Mrs. Goodson.
I didn't ask you for a consult with Mrs. Goodson.
Yes, you did. That's what Epiphany said. So I figured you wanted me to go to your hotel room, so I showed up at the Metro Court, and the guy at the front desk said that you had changed room numbers. So I went to that room, and then Terrell answered the door.
Sounds like a setup to me.
Lisa.
So what happened?
He told me that he got stood up, and then we had dinner, and... Well, anyway, that's why I brought your file back this morning.
Yeah, I saw that you signed off on Mrs. Goodson, but I didn't ask you to.
That didn't raise any red flags?
I thought you were just being you, a little overzealous as usual.
Oh, right, like I have nothing better to do than look over your shoulder.
And that's the first time that you would tell me how to practice medicine?
Well, I still think that cut now, consider the alternatives later, is not always the best choice.
So why didn't you track me down when you went to the wrong room?
Paging Dr. Henry. Dr. Garrett Henry.
I thought I was meeting you last night, not Robin, which is why I answered the door and only my towel.
Ooh, I am sorry to have missed that. I just thought it'd help speed the plan along.
Yeah, well, I don't know how I feel about breaking up a marriage anymore, especially when it involves a child.
Well, why didn't you send her away last night?
Because I enjoy her company. I mean, Robin's a sweetheart.
Please don't tell me that you're falling for her, too.
Oh, it isn't one. That's what I'm supposed to do. It's Valentine's Day.
It isn't funny.
It's your game, Lisa. You set the rules, but you're not the only player. So there's a chance that you could lose.
Dr. Brown.
If you ever want to be with me again,
Brown.
you'll make sure to get Robin at Jake's tonight. And make sure that Patrick knows.
I trust you, Sean. I mean, that's why I'm here. That's why I risked my job sneaking you out, having everyone believe you're still in police custody.
There's no way for me to prove anything I've told you.
Why do you keep doing this? I mean, you can't prove anything. That's what trust is. Sometimes it completely flies in the face of what appears to be true. Trusting people isn't safe, Siobhan. Believe me, I know that from experience. But I don't know how else to live.
Maybe I don't want you risking your life for me.
You've risked yours for me. Starting from when I was pretending to be Ronan O'Reilly, and then recently you've been trying to convince the Balkan that my life isn't expendable. You know, it's funny, when we were here before and I was undercover, I was more honest with you than I'd been with anyone in years. And whatever happened between us then, that's what brought us together. I trust that feeling. So I trust you.
I needed to hear that. Thank you.
Okay. I need to come up with a plan to find your sister and get back to Port Charles before the Balkan figures out that we're gone.
It pains me to admit that we both allowed ourselves to be deceived.
So the arrest was fake. You look real to me.
I imagine the detective surprised Ms. McKenna so that her outrage would appear convincing. Then he somehow spirited her away. And I waited for hours, risking permanent spinal damage on the so-called chairs at the police department. And of course, no one expects to see her for the next 48 hours as she is theoretically in police custody.
You have to admit, it was a pretty smooth maneuver.
The detective and his bonny lass are proving to be worthy adversaries. And so the final outcome will be all the more satisfying.
We used to go to the Aran Islands, the lot of us, when we were growing up. The ferries leave from Rossaville. You can hear the bells for about 3 blocks.
Are there buildings along the water?
Just some old warehouses. Megan must be in one of them.
Okay, we should run a surveillance and then regroup and go find her.
Well, I need to meet up with an old friend first. I'll put in a colour too. He'll be easy enough to find.
What are you talking about?
You don't expect me to go after my sister unarmed? Unless you slipped another police revolver through security.
You can't buy a gun off the street in Galway. It's too dangerous.
Well, I'm not going to get kidnapped by the Balkan thugs again. I need to be able to defend myself.
Siobhan, you can't go into this waving a gun around, okay?
Why not?
I imagine the detective and his bonny lass are in Galway by now.
It's never a good idea to make assumptions.
They outmaneuvered me once, but they will end up exactly where I want them to be.
And now isn't the time to get overconfident. It makes you careless.
Do I appear to be a careless man?
Mr. Butler, I would like a word with Mr. Hoffman. Would you excuse us, please?
No problem. We're just finishing up.
Thank you. I'll just be a minute. It's my understanding you're here to defend Brenda and Dante. You're here to handle Sonny's questionable business transactions. That's all, right? That's the sum of your responsibilities, yes?
Do you have a point, Miss Davis?
Stop appropriating my cases.
If you are referring to the pro bono...
I am. That's right. That's exactly what I'm referring to are my pro bono cases. Do you have a problem with my doing pro bono? Is that why you're interfering? Or is your arrogance dictating that you can do anything better than anyone else? Whatever it is, I need you to stay away from my clients.
Oh, I will be glad to. However, in this particular case, I was simply covering up for your legal incompetence.